All right, hello there. This is Dennis Furia, the creator of Deck of Wonders. And right off the top, I just want to say a huge thank you to the amazing community that has sprung up around this game. I am completely overwhelmed with the support this has gotten on Kickstarter. If you're seeing this video when it's posted, it'll still be on Kickstarter for another 5 days or so. So please check the game out. But you can also check the game out on Tabletop Simulator. And a lot of people have been doing that, playing the demo in Tabletop Simulator. And I wanted to do a quick video about 3 cards that seem to be consistently tripping people up. These are cards that are incredibly useful in the game if you use them right, and they can feel overwhelming and confusing if you use them wrong. So I thought I would show a couple scenarios using these cards and walk through how to make sure you are using them by the rules and to their full effect. The first card is Poison Toad from Cullen's set, which is a cost 1 card, or cost of discard 1, and has poison, which destroys any minion this minion deals damage to. It's the same on the villain side, just without the cost. The second card is Earth Shield from the base collection, which you place onto a minion, and then the first time that minion takes damage, you make that damage 0 and discard this card. Same thing on the villain side with draw 1. A theme in this game is fate favors the villain, so the villain side tends to be a little bit more favorable. Same thing going on here with Reinforced Dam, the final of the 3 cards, which is a 0/4 minion with very high priority. 4 priority. And then on the villain side, it actually has Taunt, which means that you have to destroy it before attacking any minion or villain without Taunt. But it's also a 0/4 on that side. These 3 cards, like I said, are very powerful cards. They can be used in very creative ways. But to do that, you have to understand the way they operate. I'm going to pull in 1, maybe 2 friends here to share the board with those 3 cards, but we're going to run through some simple examples that might reveal how you've been messing this up. Let's assume for the purposes of this first example that it is the villain's turn and they've already drawn their cards. So they drew Hungry Wolf. We have a Poison Toad with Earth Shield on it. I've seen a lot of new players react and go, oh, great, the Hungry Wolf is going to attack the Poison Toad because normally it would deal enough damage to destroy it. And instead of destroying the toad, it's going to remove the Earth Shield. And so they will play it like this, with the Hungry Wolf and the Earth Shield going into the discard and the Poison Toad surviving. You're close, but you're not quite right in this scenario. What will happen instead is the villain asks, at the end of my attacks, will the highest priority minion be dead? Because of that shield, the answer is no. And so even though the Hungry Wolf would normally do enough damage to destroy the toad, and the toad would survive the hit because of the Earth Shield, the villain is going to decide because of that to attack the player directly instead. The villain will never attack a minion that will not be destroyed that same turn. So what happens in this scenario is the Hungry Wolf ignores the Poison Toad because it can't kill it, it can only remove the shield, and deals 3 damage to the player. That's our first scenario. Even when a minion on the villain side would normally be able to destroy a player minion, that villain minion, or the villain, factors in the shield into its decision making. So what that means is we actually need a friend. Oh, I've got this minion upside down. We need a friend for the Hungry Wolf to help out here. And this is going to lead into the second way you might be playing Reinforced Dam, Earth Shield, and Poison Toad wrong. In this scenario, I've brought in Reinforced Dam, which, as we covered, has 0 attack. However, that 0 attack still happens, so the Reinforced Dam still attacks on its turn. And if I order it like this, 1, 2, the way I put it on the board, the Reinforced Dam has to attack first. And remember, the villain is asking, will my collective attacks destroy the highest priority minion? Well, 0 damage doesn't deal any damage, but it is still an attack. It is still blocked by the Earth Shield and will still remove that shield. And that's an interaction that's a little bit counterintuitive that a lot of people miss. 0 damage in Deck of Wonders is still considered dealing damage. So this first attack would remove the shield, which then paves the way for Hungry Wolf to actually deal its 3 damage to Poison Toad, taking it out. And so in this case, even though Reinforced Dam has 0 attack, It still attacks. It still deals 0 damage, which removes the shield. It then receives back the poison damage from the toad, which is going to destroy it. And then the Hungry Wolf is able to attack the poison toad and take it out. And of course, of all these cards, you get to decide what goes into the discard first. If you're sitting on a regeneration, you might want to put the poison toad or I mean, any of these really on top. If you're worried the villain's going to draw regeneration, you might want to bury it under Earth Shield. And all 4 of those would go into the discard. So that's our second scenario. The third scenario is similar, but plays off the same things. I'm going to put Hungry Wolf off to the side, and I'm going to bring out another Reinforced Dam. So as you're seeing this, you might realize, or have already realized, that Poison Toad is an amazing tool for dealing with Reinforced Dams on defense. And new players have a lot of trouble with dams. They're hard to fight through. Oftentimes, new players are only thinking in terms of offense for how they take them out. Someone who's realized, oh, I can use Poison Toad to, run Reinforced Dams into on defense and clear them, might see this scenario and go, oh, perfect. Well, this is great because now there's 2 hits. That's enough to remove the shield, and these Reinforced Dams are both going to die to the Poison Toad. So awesome. This is great. This is going to trade out a whole bunch of big minions on the villain side for not much cost on my side. However, the problem here is, well, if they attacked the Poison Toad, the first attack would deal 0 damage, removing the shield. The second attack would also deal 0 damage, which is not enough to kill the Poison Toad. And so you're not looking at a board clear here. What happens is, technically by the rules, the Reinforced Dams ignore the Toad and attack the player for 0 damage. So no health is going to change. The dams live, the Toad lives, and now you're planning your turn out from there. So even though you can engineer these high value trades for yourself, those trades are always going to involve at least your highest priority minion dying. Otherwise, the villain will ignore minions entirely and attack you directly. So that's the third scenario I wanted to walk through, and there's one more, which is actually going to see our Toad changing sides here for the first time. So he's going to hop over there, we're going to give ourselves a Hungry Wolf, and we're actually going to put a shield on him and set up this scenario. So the final interaction that people tend to miss early on with Earth Shield and Poison is that Poison works through Earth Shield. It will destroy any minion it deals damage to, even if that damage is blocked and reduced to 0. Let's take another look at the card and remind ourselves. So it says the first time that minion takes damage, make that damage 0 and discard this card. Of note there, the minion is still taking damage. It is just 0 damage. And so by the text of Poison Toad, which says destroy any minion this minion deals damage to, 0 damage counts as dealing damage, and so you would destroy the minion. So a new player might see this scenario and go, aha, well, the Poison Toad would normally attack the Hungry Wolf, but the damage gets blocked and doesn't go through, so the Hungry Wolf would live, and so the Poison Toad will attack the player for 1 damage instead. Not so. What is actually going to happen is because that poison damage works through the shield, the Poison Toad is going to attack, deal its damage, which is reduced to 0 by the Earth Shield, but is still dealing damage, and that is enough to kill the Hungry Wolf because it is poison damage. The Hungry Wolf still deals its damage back, or its attack value back, which is 3, enough to take out the Poison Toad, and all 3 of these would be sent to the discard. And that's it. That is the major issues that I've seen pop up. Those are the ways that I've seen players kind of miss some of the intricacies of the rules. And hopefully, as you're learning all this, that reveals new and interesting ways that you can gain the advantage over Cullen the Spoiled Prince. I'll leave you guys with a question now that we've gone over all of that. There is one other minion in the deck that can take out Reinforced Dams while playing defense. What minion is that? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the game in Tabletop Simulator and eventually physically on your gaming table through Kickstarter. Thank you guys so much.